G'day, Chris from the Headache and Pain Management Centre for another video talking about the big myths when it comes to chronic pain. And today we are talking about a huge question, a huge myth that I hear here in the clinic, and that is my pain just because I'm getting old? If you're joining us, type in below and say hello, leave a comment, like, share, all of the usual things. Now, one of the biggest questions that we hear is my pain just because of aging? It's just because I'm getting old. Now, this is something that, has been talked about for many years, just assuming that because you're older that pain is just a consequence of that. Now, it's not always the case, and in fact it's actually been shown not to be the case at all. There are actually a lot of other things that you can actually control that have nothing to do with just crossing another day off the calendar, ripping another month off the calendar, or changing the calendar from one year to the next. What we've actually shown with pain and age going through is that when we're talking about how pain operates, we now know a lot more about it, and it's pretty lazy just to blame a number for your pain. What we're actually talking about is things like your general health status. Okay, so talking about things like, are you getting enough sleep? Are you managing your stress levels? Are you eating the right food? Are you actually fueling your body with the right stuff? Now, we used to think that pain was separate to your hormones, to your immune system, but we now know that the nervous system, the immune system, and the endocrine system all work together to tell your body if you're going well or if you're not going so well. So what this means practically is that all of the things that we used to blame on age are actually more to do with things that you can control. So what you eat, how you sleep, how you manage your stress levels, and how much exercise that you do. Another thing about aging is that as we age, it's obvious that we start losing muscle mass if we don't actually do the exercise that we should, if we don't go out and go for a bit of a run or sort of do any resistance type exercises as we age. It is a fact that naturally your hormones start to slow down, your metabolism starts to slow down when you do hit about age 30 to 35. So that natural advantage you used to have with youth isn't so much there anymore. But that doesn't mean that we can't reverse the cycle. You can always start at any time getting stronger, adding more muscle mass and moving more efficiently. So one of the things that we see with people that are getting a bit older, in their 40s, their 50s, that they start hurting their back, they start hurting their neck. It's actually not to do with their age at all. It's actually more to do with how efficient that they're able to move, how they're able to use their muscles in the best way to do the activity that they're trying to do. So when you're trying to do activities that are causing pain, you've got to remember that pain is a warning shot, okay? That pain can happen just before tissue damage actually happens. So if your tissue damage here, your tolerance is there, but the threshold for pain is here, basically the pain comes on before you do any tissue damage. So if you're actually able to get your tissue tolerance upwards, it means your pain threshold goes higher as well as you get stronger and you're doing more movement. So as you age, it's actually better to get stronger, to explore your movement and give your brain some really good input to say, hey, this movement's really good, I really like doing it, getting those joints moving, getting those muscles moving so you're able to do more movement with less pain. The third thing, of course, is also to actually make sure that your mental state is also in the best way that it can be. So obviously, as we're aging, there are a lot more stressors than when you're 18, 19, 20, 21. There's mortgage stress, there's financial stress, there's work, there's kids, there's all sorts of things that can happen. And these events in life actually create stress in your body. It can cause more inflammation to go through at a low grade if you're not looking after yourself and looking after your mental state as well. So these things on their own can actually accentuate the risk of getting aches and pain. So again, it's not the age that's causing it, it's actually the life circumstances that are causing these things. Now, if we're to put it all together into a nice little bundle, what I want to say is that it's not the age, it's not the number, it's not how old you are that can predispose you to getting pain. It's actually all of these things that you can control on your own to get empowerment, to get your body, to get your mind, to get your life back in order. The physical things, the psychological things, the social things all work together to actually predispose you to getting more pain if you don't look after them, or less pain if you do look after them. So I don't want you to blame the age anymore. What I want you to do is to take control. Look at the things that you might be able to change to make a big improvement to you, your life, and your lifestyle.